be showing you guys how to restore vintage paintwork using a machine polisher and the awesome V-line of polishes. The awesome Mercedes-Benz Club of America brought us down this cool vintage 1967 Mercedes, and it's in need of some polishing. It has original lacquer paint, and the paintwork has oxidation, swirl marks, scratches, and just years of use and neglect. So we're going to go ahead and clean up the paintwork and restore the finish to make sure it looks fantastic. So this paintwork down here is actually a beautiful rich color, but it has oxidation, it has sanding marks, it has marks from people leaning against it, and just older paintwork damage that happens on an older car. So if you have an older car that's been sitting in the garage for a few years, or maybe it's in your driveway and hasn't been driven in a long time, this is what it might look like. And you can actually restore this finish using a machine polisher. Now the owner actually might like to get this car repainted, but I told them, hey, let's polish up this paintwork and restore the finish. It's original 1967 lacquer paintwork, and we can restore this using a few products, a few pads, and a machine polisher. It's easy enough for anybody that can do, and it's my favorite thing to do in detailing. So I'm going to show you guys how to do machine polishing today using a few products. I'm going to put a tape mark down, and I'm going to show you a great 50-50 difference. Let's show you everything that we're going to use today. So I got my cart lined up with everything that we're going to use to polish this door panel. We're going to be using the Rupes LHR15ES, which is the Bigfoot polisher. It's a great machine built in Italy and ready to polish this amazing German machine. We're also going to be using our V36 optical gray cutting polish and our V36 optical gray final polish to enhance the paintwork. We're going to be using the 36 to actually remove all the swirl marks, scratches, and heavy oxidation. And then we're going to be using the 38 to remove any micro marring or light imperfections that may be caused from the polishing process. We're also going to be using a 5.5-inch orange Black Ops microfiber cutting pad, and then we're going to be using a Black Ops microfiber finishing pad. These are going to be our pads that we're going to be using. We're going to be using the orange cutting pad with the V36, and we're going to be using the black finishing pad with the V38. We're also going to be using 2 microfiber towels. These are premium silk-lined blue microfiber towels. These are a great premium towel. They're extra plush, 16 by 16 size, so they're easy to use, and you get a nice 4-fold. And of course, we're going to be using some basic blue painter's tape. You can pick this up at the hardware store. We're going to be using this to tape down and show a good 50-50 difference. So I'm going to get down on the ground. I'm going to set up. I'm going to put a tape mark down, and we're going to polish this awesome Mercedes. We'll see you in a moment. So it's time to do some polishing. I'm all plugged in with my Bigfoot LHR15ES. This is the Italian-built Bigfoot polisher. I chose this machine because the 5-inch backing plate is going to give me a good coverage between the 2 body lines. And we're going to go ahead and take off all the oxidation on the surface. Now, if you notice, this car has a lot of oxidation on here. It has oxidation, swirl marks, scratches. It has chemical stains, like it was washed with a heavy degreaser or some type of chemical, and acid stains as well. So we're going to restore that finish and really show you how well it can shine. So first, to show you the difference, I'm going to go ahead and take some basic blue painter's tape. This is basic blue painter's tape. You can find this at any home improvement store or hardware store. I'm going to go ahead and tape off a section. So let's tape off right here, so then I can polish from this side, and this side will be our before. There we go. Now I'm also going to tape off this bottom chrome right here, because I don't want the buffer to come in contact with the chrome. So it is good practice to actually tape up the chrome. So we're not going to be polishing the whole door right now. We're only going to be polishing the section. So we don't need to polish, or we don't need to tape up the whole bottom of the door. We only need to tape up that section. So we're going to leave this as our before. We're going to polish this as our after. So let's get all ready. So first thing we're going to do today is we're going to grab our Black Optics microfiber orange cutting pad. This is what we're going to use with the V36. So I'm going to take my machine. I like to put my pad down like on my knee or my table, and I'm going to center it up to make sure it's center. There we go. And now our pad is perfectly centered, and we're ready to start polishing. Now I'm going to do a technique that I've showed in a couple other videos, and this is called priming the pad. It allows the pad to cut through heavy oxidation. On a vehicle like this where it's heavily oxidized, a lot of people would think to use a rotary machine and a wool cutting pad, but with newer technology and newer polishes, we're able to use microfiber pads to cut as well as a wool pad using a dual action polisher. So I'm going to show you how to prime the pad and get the best results from the polish. So first, you're going to want to take the V36, and you're going to want to make a big X right across your pad. There we go. Now I'm going to take my finger, and I'm going to rub all of the polish into the microfibers. Now this is actually pushing the polish into the microfiber, so it's going to allow the microfiber cutting pad to use the polish more effectively and get better results. Now this paint right here is not single stage, it's not base clear coat like a lot of cars are today. It's actually lacquer paint. So it was painted in the 1960s, and this paint likes heat because it's not water-based, it's solvent-based, but we still need to be very, very careful because this paint is well over 40 years old. So to make sure it's gonna stay looking good, we're gonna be very, very sensitive on it using a dual action polisher and a microfiber cutting pad. Now once our pad is actually primed, I'm gonna take some water, some chemicalized water. I'm gonna spray a nice spray of water on there, and that's gonna get me started. So let's start polishing. I'm gonna start on this bottom section first, and then I'll do the top. So first I'm gonna take my dual action polisher, and I'm gonna spread out the polish. I'm going to turn my machine on speed setting 1, and I'm going to spread it out. Now once I'm spread, I'm going to take my machine and turn it up to speed setting 6, and now let's go ahead and start polishing. Okay, I've gone ahead and made my first pass. This is the first pass of many, so I'm gonna go ahead and buff off any of the streaks, and we're getting good correction. Let's keep moving down. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my polish again, and we'll see you in a moment. Okay, so now I've gone ahead and I've applied more polish to my pad. I'm gonna go ahead and make my second pass to improve the finish. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm gonna add a quick little spray of water to my microfiber pad to give me good polishing. So now I'm going to go ahead and remove my polish from my second pass, and after the second pass I'm starting to see the results that I really wanted to see. That's the results I was looking for. Sometimes it takes 2, 3, 4 passes to achieve the results you're looking for, but the trick to polishing is you gotta keep polishing. You can't stop just because you did 1 pass. You might need to make 2, 3, 4 passes to get the right result. We're doing test spots on the other side of the car, and 1 pass was doing just fine, but this side is much more neglected and has much more wear. So we want to take our time and polish thoroughly. I'm going to go ahead and clean my pad because I've polished on it for a while, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do a 3rd pass with V36 before we move up to the top, and then I'm going to V38 everything to remove any micro marring. I'll see you in a moment. Okay, so I'm going ahead and adding a little more V36 to my pad, and I'm going to go ahead and make my 3rd pass. Okay, we're working with lacquer paint. I had to go back and clean my microfiber before I started because I needed to make sure that I was getting the right results. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna spray 1 spray, 2 sprays of my water, and now we're gonna go ahead and start to get polishing some more. I'm gonna polish this section right here 1 more time, and then I'm gonna move to this area up here, okay? And then we're gonna go ahead and use V38 on the whole thing. We'll show a 50-50 difference. So once again, back to speed setting 1, spread it out. And then I'm gonna jump straight to speed setting 6 and start polishing. Okay, there we go. That's our 3rd pass. And I'm really liking the results. I feel like it removed all the heavy oxidation. There's light marring caused by the polish, and this is a very sensitive surface, but we're gonna go ahead and clean that up using V38. So now let's move on to the top. And you notice the top is messed up even compared to the bottom. There's a big difference already, but let's do the top too. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my polish. And let's start polishing. Okay, 2 sprays of water. Let's go ahead and do it. Okay. Now that area right there is a tough panel to polish because I'm using a 5.5-inch pad and it's a smaller area, but boom, look at that difference. That's just a phenomenal difference. I was also trying to concentrate in this body line. It's like two curves and a body line right here, and that body line actually had oxidation on the body line. So I'm trying to fill in replace the dual action polisher on the line a little bit more to remove the oxidation from the center. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and change pads, and then we're going to see you in a moment when we do the final polishing. So now it's time to do the finishing polishing. We've removed all the heavy oxidation, but heavy polishing causes light micro marring. It's actually called micro marring, where it actually causes very, very fine swirls. But the swirls created by V36 are designed to be removed by V38, so now we're going to use V38. So I'm going to go ahead and use one of our Black Optics microfiber polishing pads. This is a finishing pad that's going to give fantastic results and brighten up the color. So I'm going to go ahead and place it right on my Rupes polishing machine. I really like these Rupes polishing machines. They're a great quality machine. They polish the surface faster than almost any other dual action polisher, and they're great in the hands. A very well balanced machine. So I'm going to take my V38, I'm going to shake it up. Now V38 is a ultra fine jeweler's polish, and that's going to really refine the finish. So once again, I'm going to do a priming the pad method, where I'm going to do 2 fat lines and then I'm going to prime it. Now this is a brand new pad, so I got to prime it a lot and I got to use a little bit more product. You can also do our traditional lines, like if you want to do the dots, you can do that too. But I really like to do the X when priming the pad, because when you want to prime the pad, you want to use a good amount of polish to get it in there, especially because we're going to make it work just right. There we go. Fresh pad, all primed. Let's go ahead and do it. So I'm going to start polishing the surface. Let's polish down here first and then work our way up to the top. Let's start on speed setting 1 and go to 6. There we go. I'm already seeing amazing results. we go, let's remove that. Wow, this is just great, fantastic results. It's really looking good. Okay, I want to do one more pass up here to remove the difference. You can see that we already have a difference between up here where it has light hazing and then down here where it's just crystal clear and perfectly, has perfect clarity. So we're gonna go ahead and do my pass at the top. So let's go ahead and grab my V36 or my V38 again. There we go, big fat X. Move it around. There we go. These microfiber pads work great when you prime. It really helps the process go by really well. Okay, so I'm gonna come up here and let's start the polishing. There we go. We've made our final pass. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my microfiber towel and I'm gonna buff off any excess. There we go. I'm so excited to see the results. I know the owner is gonna be so excited of this Mercedes. There we go. Okay, so now we've done a spot. This is our spot to show how well the polish line works. So I'm gonna go ahead and go grab my Brinkmann light and then we're gonna go ahead and pull off the tape and show you guys the difference. I'll see you in a moment. Well, it's that exciting moment. We've been working on this for a while, so I'm gonna take the tape off and I'm gonna expose the bottom of this door. Let's go ahead and take this tape off and we'll take this off. And wow, look at that difference. That's just amazing. The difference, this is how the paint used to be. It used to be faded, have all this oxidation. This looks like sanding marks and all this other problems. And now we have a rich gloss surface. Here we go. You see the new side just looks so glossy. And this side had no gloss at all. It was just solidly faded, and now this side is just a beautiful color. That's the amazing thing about polishing, is that you can just restore any paintwork. You could take something that looks like trash and turn it into gold, because all automobiles can be polished this way. If the paintwork's in good condition, like this one looked like it was in good condition, it just had a lot of neglect on the outside, we're able to repair the neglect and we're able to make it look fantastic. That's why polishing is truly my favorite part about detailing, because when you get to return the car to the owner or see your own car and you go from this to this, everybody's just mind blown about that. And you can easily do that using the awesome line of chemical-ized products. So if you guys have any more questions about polishing paintwork with the awesome V36 line of polishes and the Rupes Bigfoot polishers, you can check it out on our YouTube channel for more awesome tips and tricks on how to do awesome polishing just like this. You can also check out our Facebook for awesome deals on all the products we offer, or you can check out the V line of polishes and the Rupes polisher on chemicalguys.com.